Sarah with that hashtag show. I'm here with Rodney and Holly Robinson Peete. Thank you so much. You two are going to be the hosts of this new incredible dating show that I've gotten to check out. Talk to me a little bit about wanting to be on this side of the dating world. You guys have had a wonderful marriage of over a couple decades. You've done the reality thing, and now you're going to host this show. Talk to me about it.
We were excited to have the opportunity to host this show. We love the idea of helping the younger folks find love. I know that just made me sound really old, but they're not that much younger than us. They're in their 40s, right? And so these are women who have lived their lives publicly and are really in a different phase of their life and journey where they want to find an authentic love. They have different criteria. They've learned from so much that they've been through. And we were overjoyed to be able to help this journey and to help facilitate it. I love that we're doing it together because that gives two perspectives. And, Rodney has a very unique perspective on how to be with somebody who is, high profile in the spotlight and what's that like as a man and how do you do that? And so I love being able to present different perspectives as hosts.
And Rodney, you had an incredible NFL career as well. So you were in the spotlight. And Holly, you're a fantastic actress. 21 Jump Street is still one of my favorite shows of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was his favorite show too.
Yes, it was.
Right? He saw you and said, yes, this is it.
Judy Hoss, my favorite cop.
I love it. So talk to me a little bit, Rodney, about you and Holly. I read a little bit about how she made you go to counseling before you even started your relationship together. Because in the NFL, there is a reputation and things like that. And so do you think doing counseling out before even getting married helped create this incredible foundation for the marriage that you have now?
100%. I think it's so important to be on the same page before you get into a relationship, at least before you get married, for sure, because you don't want to get into it and then find out that your goals and your aspirations are totally different, and you don't think the same way in terms of how you live your life or how many kids you want to have or how you want to raise your kids. All those things have to be talked about before you get into a long-term relationship. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So I think she was happy that I was willing to sit down because a lot of men, first of all, don't want to sit down with therapists and talk about their feelings and talk about their goals. And at least to a third party, they don't want to do that. And so our ego sometimes doesn't allow us to do that and doesn't want us to do that. But if you care about that person, you want something to last, you'll do whatever it takes. So for us, it really helped us have the tools to go forward. And every time we would have a situation where we were dealing with something in our relationship, we could have something to fall back on. And it worked. And it's worked for almost 30 years.
Yeah, it was so important to me to have Rodney be willing before we got married to sit down and talk to a third party. And all it was is just somebody that's an objective third party that you could talk to and connect with to get the tools for when things aren't so fun. That's the thing. I mean, when you're getting married and everything's great and roses, you're swinging from chandeliers. But what happens when the lights are out, the twinkly lights are out, and everything gets real? Do you have the tools to push through those times? And that's what we needed to build up our arsenal for. And he was willing to do it. So I was really, really fortunate for that.
I love that. I always call it like when the representative goes away, right? When the rose-colored glasses leave, when you're finally able to be your true self and real problems hit. And now I know this is a reality dating show, but we are looking for love. And did you have moments where you were able to counsel some of the men or even the ladies when Tamar and Evelyn Nivea and give them some incredible words of wisdom throughout this experience?
Yeah, for me, we're dealing with the men because it was interesting because I had the perspective of marrying someone and first dating someone that was in the public eye, that had her own life, had her own stature, you're right, and doing her own thing, her own independence. And so for these three queens, they also had that. And making sure the guys understood that that's okay, that's a good thing, and to check your ego at the door. And don't allow that to get in the way of a really good relationship.
Yeah.
And so that was my big advice to them, is to be open-minded and think of it as a team, as opposed to she's doing that and I'm doing and competing against, with each other.
Mhm.
Think of it as a team.
Yeah. I was so proud that Rodney had a chance to be able to talk to the guys like that, to be able in real time to talk about that issue and say, hey guys, you have any questions for me? And they were like, yeah, big bro, we want to know how you did this or that and the other. And we were just very invested in them finding love. This whole experiment was something that we were excited about. And we think it's a great show with a lot of cool twists. It's not just your typical dating show where you get to see, women of a certain age knowing what they want. And the fact that the guys are, coming into this not really knowing who the women are. I think that was very interesting too.
I was going to say, what for you, what sets this show apart? Because we have The Bachelor, but that's just one person with all these people. We've had Rock of Love and, Flava Flav, but now we have these beautiful women who are incredibly successful, looking for love. And you would think they wouldn't have an issue.
Well, they're women who have lived their lives out loud and on TV. So we know their issues. And I think when you see the names, you might go, oh, I know that one. I know what she went through. But you learn a lot more from their journey. And so we feel close to them. We feel like we know them. And so that's what sets this show apart. And then having us involved in bringing our 3 decades of love and ups and downs and high highs and low lows. We've gone through it all. And we didn't want to walk in there and be preachy, but we wanted to be available to see if anyone wanted to bounce off of us. And it really worked out well. And I feel very comfortable with this show and excited for everyone to see it.
And to watch the 3 queens bond with each other.
Yes, the sisterhood was everything.
That was great.
Amazing. And my last thing, we love to do this for social media. If in 30 seconds or less, tell everyone why they should check out this show.
Go, Holly, go.
You should watch this show because it has humor and heart and love. And just, it has Rodney Peete. Like, why would you not want to watch this show with the gorgeous Rodney Peete? And it's just, to me, it really, the humor speaks to me. We've seen them all. We understand that these women are authentically looking. And I think it's a great ride.
Perfect. Thank you.
Who can argue with that?